Let yourself heal. It's easy to feel.
And we will begin. All right, so welcome to another day, another meditation, another opportunity for us to really tap into this beautiful interior that we have. Just notice how you're feeling, where you're feeling it. Just notice the movement of that body, the energy within you. I have so many people ask me all the time about energy. They will say to me, well, what is energy? It sounds like it's something people can manipulate. And I always remind them that it's a really simple concept where when you think about being around people, when somebody is in a good space and in a good frame of mind, you can really feel their intuition. You can feel the flow, right? So there's a sense of flow that's available. There's a sense of connection that we feel, and there's a sense of support that's available. So when we're wondering what is energy, it's a sensation. Something that, before we go into the breathing, something that's really also so important to take into consideration nowadays. A lot of people, when it comes to even learning, like learning Torah or learning, Be'iyun, like the really deep stuff, people really enjoy the stuff that have to do with machshava, with the mind, because there is no practical application to it. So it's almost like a sense of entertainment that's connected to it. And again, these are not my words. I heard somebody communicate this the other day, and he was saying that intellectual thing is really important to teach yourself and to create that sense of sophistication, but also to remember that there's this really important part which is crucial, and that is the avodah shebalev, the part that we really are tapped into ourselves and grounded. Because if we are not, we're not able to actually do the avoda, like really work on the actual work itself, which is working in the body, working with the body, connecting with ourselves, right? And that is the essential part that he is saying, that the connection is what's missing. And when we go too deep or too again, back to the sophistication, right? The more intricate, the more nuanced, the more we're entertaining the brain. The reason we love that is because then we don't have to apply it to the body. And when it comes to this kind of work, we really struggle when we do struggle, because if you think about it, there's a sense, you could sprinkle a little bit of laziness in there, where we don't want to move the body, we don't want to connect with it. There is a sense of resistance that's involved, but that's the work of this world is the physical avoda as well, right? So just having that in mind, that physical avoda, that work that we really work within ourselves and to connect, right? It's connecting, not disconnecting, right? Is the part that gives this world life, that gives us life. And with it being the first night of Hanukkah, or the first day of Hanukkah, I'm just encouraging all of you to really sit with your light as we move through this. So with that, we can begin. So take a moment to invite yourself, wherever you are, into this space. We're going to begin by inhaling through the nose. So notice the shoulders, drop the shoulders, soften the eyebrows, and begin to inhale through the nose. softening the tongue at the roof of the mouth as you inhale air, fresh oxygen into the lungs and into the abdomen area, really expanding into that space within. And when you're ready, you can softly begin to exhale. Notice if you wander off, if your mind wanders off, invite your mind back into this space, inhaling again through the nose. Softening the ears, again the knees, notice your fingertips, the shoulders again, and the spine. Really filling that space within. And when you're ready, begin to exhale. On this next inhale, we're going to begin to build some texture. So again, just wherever you are in the practice, just notice the temperature, right? As women, we are the temperature. Or even as every single one of us, really, when we walk into a room, it's like taking the temperature. And if you've ever made any kind of dough, if the water's too hot or the water's too cold, it's going to affect the dough and how it rises, right? And its ability to rise. So same with emotion. If we're running a little bit too hot or a little bit too cold, it affects the way we experience things. So just notice the temperature. Notice if your fingers or toes are cold. Notice if there's warmth in your chest. Notice if there's even some warmth in the mind. Notice if there's heat in the mind. Again, inhaling through the nose, filling that space within. And just noticing the temperature at the back of your throat, even when you're taking air in, the oxygen in. You can soften the eyes here and just move slower. So when we move a little bit slower, we can really pay attention. We can have a lot more control over the temperature of air that comes into our body. So if you're kind of taking a sharp sip, it will be cold. If you take a softer, kind of just gentler inhale, as the air moves through the pipes, right, it starts to warm up. So just slow down and you'll generate that warmth. And then your belly will get that warmth that we so crave. And then softly exhale when you're ready. And again, I know that we're going through a few cycles here. All right, just adjusting the posture, noticing if you have that support of your back at the back of the chair, like if you have some support. We're gonna focus on the crown of the head, and just notice now we're gonna add light. We're gonna add light to this. So if you're closing your eyes and you think about the crown of your head, inhaling through your nose, and just noticing that light right behind your eyes, and bringing that light down into the chest area. What color is that light? Is it white? Is it more yellow, blue? Does it have a little bit of red? Notice if you can kind of weave it together with the warmth in the chest. And just focusing on the sensations. Notice how long you can focus. Sometimes we can focus for 2 seconds, and sometimes we can really sit there for a bit. So just notice. And exhale when you're ready. And blow out of your mouth. Inhale as well again, noticing that light. And the warmth. Notice the tips of the ears. Notice the eardrum. Just notice what's going on within you. How's the temperature? When you're ready, you can softly exhale. This time, as you blow out, just notice if you're able to blow out some, if it had color, if that oxygen had color. Blowing out on the exhale, what color would that be? Okay, one more inhale here, and as we inhale this time, notice if that light can spread to the entire interior of your body. So just back to like the candles. If the light was off, how much light can that light radiate within us? And this is something that every single one of us can do, and we're the only ones that can do it for ourselves. So inhale and notice that light, and like a ripple effect, notice that light kind of almost, you could think of it even like a string of lights or a ripple effect. Just notice the domino effect of that and how far it can radiate. Notice if there's tingling. And the question is, how do you know? And the way you know is going back to what I started with, and that was, you know when you feel connected, when there's a sense of flow, a feeling of support, and a feeling of nurturing. And so many times to get this experience, what we need from our body is stillness. So we're just going to take a moment in this space, basking in the radiance and the nurturing, and just continue the breath flow, the oxygen flow, as your nervous system begins to reboot. Another great thing is to notice the acidity level in your stomach or in your throat. The calmer we are, the easier it is for the body to balance its pH. Feel that radiance, feel that ripple. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, and then softly begin to open your eyes.
Let yourself heal.